before we start with the tutorial, I'm going to show you what comes with the Melody Susie Stacy nail drill. First off, we have this gorgeous silver handpiece with the outlet hole in one end and the drill bit hole in the other. I'm not exactly sure what this is called, but I like to call it the egg. These holes across the top here are for drill bits, and then we also have this knob on the side where you can control the speed. This Stacy drill bit from Melody Susie goes from 0 to 25,000 RPMs, rotations per minute. Flipping over the egg to the other side, we have another little outlet where you plug in the handpiece, as well as the forward and reverse switch. And then on the bottom we have this little slip-free ring here that keeps the egg from slipping off your desk. And here are the nail drill bits that come with this set. The first one that I have is the safety bit, which is for cuticle work and polishing the nail side edge. And then the second one is the rounded bit for surface work and backfill. Then we've got the cone, which is for undernails, cuticle, and sidewalls. The small barrel is for surface work. And the needle head for polishing the nail edge. And lastly, the mandrel. This one is used with arbor bands or sanding bands, which are also included in this kit. As you can see here, you just pop on the band onto the mandrel, just like so, and then you can pop that into your handpiece. So I will say these aren't that hard to insert into the handpiece, but with the skinnier bits like the needle head and the cone, I did have a little bit of trouble removing them, just because there's not really anything for me to pull out with, as you can see that I'm doing with the sanding bit, where it's just a larger bit, so I actually have something to grab onto when I pull it out of the handpiece, whereas with a skinnier bit, there's not really anything to grab onto. So I did have a little bit of trouble removing some of the bits from the handpiece. So of course I would just keep that in mind. But with this nail drill, that was pretty much the only flaw. So I'm just popping in the sanding bits and all of the bits included with this nail drill into those little holes on the egg. And then that larger center hole you can use for storing the handpiece. I have to say this is very convenient. So we have got this little gray cord here. And this one, you plug one end into the egg and the other into the handpiece. And then we have this larger black one, which goes into the actual egg. And then the other larger piece goes into a power outlet. So where it says motor on the egg, you're just going to want to plug in this end of the gray plug into that little hole. And the other end of the black one into the area where it says DC. And then this other side of the gray one goes into the handpiece. Alright, so here is the user manual. You can see that it just gives you a little bit of information about the drill bits and how to use the drill, as well as some important safety information. Along with that, it also gives you some bit information on this little card here, as well as a discount code. Also included with this drill is this hand file. This is a glass hand file, which I really like. These are super gentle on natural nails. So I think it's great that they included one of these. Alright, now on to the tutorial. I'm starting off by gluing on these extra long nail tips using Kiss nail glue. And then I'm trimming them down to make them square. Then applying Beetle's Base Gel and going in with this pretty sparkly pink polygel from Savvyland. I'm going to use my brush and some slip solution to start moving this around the nail how I want it. So I start off by just pushing it into the cuticle area and then dragging the side of the polygel down to the side of my nail. Polygel is of course something that takes practice to perfect. So this is just personally my method of doing it. I find that this works really well for me. So if you're a beginner at polygel and you want to improve, I would definitely try this out. I find that it's pretty easy to do and it gives you great results. I would recommend that you take a lot of time on your application, that way you won't have to file as much. So as you can see here, I'm just using my brush to really perfect my application, which will just minimize my filing. So now I'm just going to file everything down with my new nail drill. Popping in the sanding band. And then just finishing filing everything up. So you can see here, you can hear actually, that the nail drill is pretty quiet. So here's what they're looking like once I filed and shaped them. You can see that the apex is kind of missing from these nails. So what I'm going to do to fix that is I'm going to go in with more polygel. Just applying a little bit more. And And then I'm just going to use my brush again to kind of move it around the nail, making it look how I want, nice and smooth. And then you want to brush the tip of the polygel down toward the tip of your nail. That way you can kind of blend it out with the previous application. So again, you just want to brush that down, making it less obvious that you use 2 beads. And then I just go ahead and file that down again, and you can see here, now they're a little bit more built up how I want. I'm going to be using these 2 colors from Renmol here. This one is Pink Light, and this one is Fog Phantom. These gel polishes are going to give us that nice glow-in-the-dark look. Alright, so the hand painting here is nice and abstract and kind of trippy. It's pretty self-explanatory. You basically just do a bunch of random shapes in random areas of your nail. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit more about the nail drill. Alright, so let's talk pros. The first thing that I liked about this was the fact that it came with the little egg thing. I get my tools dirty a lot, and I lose my sanding bits, and I lose all of my drill bits, okay? So I thought that it was really great that it came with this nice little apple-sized egg type thing that you can store your drill bits in and your handpiece. And I can assure you that I will never lose my drill bits again because of that. So I think that that is such an awesome feature. Another thing that I really liked about this was that it included several different bits that you can use for a bunch of different things with your nails. I also liked, of course, how it was very quiet and it didn't make a lot of sound when I was drilling with it. So another thing that I liked was the mechanism that they used for you to adjust the speed. Usually on my other drill bits, on my other drills, like the handpiece part, there is a little wheel type thing that you can kind of spin to adjust the speed, and I don't really think that that's too efficient, so I really liked how they had that little knob that you could turn. And like I said, the speed does go from 5, oh my goodness, y'all, I cannot talk today. From 0 to 25,000 RPMs or rotations per minute. So I thought that was great that they included a lot of different speeds. So you can do cuticle work without damaging your nails, and you can just drill your natural nails and kind of prep them without damaging them as well. So great mechanism that they use for just the speed. And I apologize, my hair keeps popping in here. I'm sorry about that. So yeah, there are definitely tons and tons of positive things about this nail drill. But one of the main ones that I really like, because I personally don't like to spend a ton of money on nail supplies unless I absolutely have to. This one, I believe at regular price with no discounts or anything, it's $60, I believe. But they are having a giant sale on their website. There is a ton of stuff on sale, so their website along with this drill will be linked down below for you to check out. So I actually got this drill for $30, which was an awesome price. So some of the negative things about this drill. One of them is just it kind of heats up a lot, and I'm not really sure if they would consider this overheating, but I found that it did kind of heat up pretty quickly, and it does get hot. Not to the point where it hurts you, like it burns you. It does not do that. So that's not too big of a deal for me. I just kind of think it's a little bit uncomfortable for it to be heating up like that. But my main issue with this drill is that the bits were kind of difficult to come out. So, like I explained in the beginning of the video, with the skinnier bits, like cuticle bits, if you're trying to pull it out of the drill, there's not really so much for you to grab onto because it's so skinny at the end. So your hand might be slipping off of it and you can't really get it out of the drill. So I really only had that problem where I wasn't able to get bits out with the skinnier bits, which is pretty much all of them except for the sanding band bit, the mandrel bit. So yeah, that is definitely something that I absolutely hate about this. I wish it had a locking mechanism or something that you could lock your drill bits in place and then unlock them. That way you wouldn't have to be pulling them out. But that is a pretty big issue for me. But honestly, there are so many good things about this drill other than that. That just kind of, the pros outweigh the cons basically. So if you are looking for a fairly cheap, good beginner nail drill, I would definitely recommend the Stacy from Melody Susie. And like I said, those two issues are pretty much the only cons that I found with this drill. I know I didn't really include too much drilling with the nail drill in this video, and I apologize for that. I will keep you guys updated in all of my upcoming videos with how I'm liking it. So yeah, that is pretty much a summary of my thoughts on this drill. I would probably rate it an 8 out of 10, taking off 1 point for my problems that I had with it, which again is just the heating issue as well as getting the drill bits out. And for me personally, I'm not really someone who uses all of the other bits a lot. I like to do my prep with just hand files and cuticle pushers, not necessarily the drill. So that's not really a huge issue for me if I'm only going to use the mandrel bit. But yeah, I would give it an 8 out of 10. So back to the tutorial, I'm just finishing up hand painting all of the design. And here's what they look once they're finished. I really like how this turned out. And to finish it off, I'm top coating it. If you guys enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more nail content, and I'll see you next time. Bye!